Hello, I'm Dr. Saurabh Bhatia and I'm the author of this newsletter. I did a poll and about 47% people said that they want video content and 33% people said they want written content. So I'll have to now create a balance. I will be creating both some video content as well as some written content for this newsletter. So the topic for today is 3 questions that the founders should ask themselves before they embark on the journey to create an MVP. MVP, or the minimum viable product, is very popular in Silicon Valley as well as in all the startup ecosystem now, considering that developing an MVP will enable you to launch a product partially made but still viable in the market and get the response from the potential customers. I just want you to ask 3 questions to yourself before you go an MVP journey, because like anything else, MVP is not for everybody. So the 3 questions are these. First, am I creating a solution to a new problem? Second, am I creating a new solution to an existing problem? And third, am I trying to create a new market? So I'll repeat these for you because they are very pregnant questions. So the first question is, am I creating a solution to a new problem? The second one, am I creating a new solution to an existing problem? And third, am I trying to create a new market? Now let's see this a little bit in detail to understand how will this affect your decision whether or not to go ahead with an MVP. Now the first question was, am I creating a solution to a new problem? So the problem was not existing in the market before, and it's a new problem, new age thing, and I'm creating a solution for it. So I'll give you 2 examples. The first example was probably the e-commerce market, which was starting to take off about 10 to 15 years ago. At that time, the problem was new: how to create e-commerce solutions that we can capture the market and capture the imagination of the audience or the potential customers. And therefore, since the problem was unknown, there were no experts who could give you feedback. Of course, there were experts of selling things, there were experts on marketing things, but e-commerce by itself was a newfangled thing. So you did not have domain expertise to give you an accurate picture of what will work and what will not work. In this situation, an MVP is the right approach to go. The second example I'll give of this is of pandemic. The pandemic is a new problem, or at least was a new problem till one year back. And even though the diseases which were viral in nature did exist before and the vaccines also existed before, we did not have a solution to the pandemic. So the problem was new, and we were trying to create a solution in the form of either a vaccine or a treatment medicine or something like that for the pandemic. So these both examples show you that while the problem was new, the people who had handled similar problems in the past, their expertise could be roughly reappropriated to this, but there were no experts who had handled exactly the same thing before and give you an exact solution of what works, what doesn't work. So in these cases, MVP works for you. Now let's go to the second question. Am I creating a new solution for an existing problem? So as an example, there may be problems depending upon your industry, and you are trying to create a solution which is newer than the ones which are already existing. So what you already have are people who have tried to solve this problem. They have direct expertise, they have the direct experience, they also have the data how to solve this, and they have tried to solve this, but their solution has not been optimal, or you feel that you can actually improve upon this solution. And therefore, you have the ability, without doing the MVP, to go and directly improve the solution. So you must understand this once again. The problem has been solved before. It has been solved in a way on which you think you can improve. And therefore, you do have access to data, experience, and the expertise of people who have solved this problem before. Therefore, this case is not the appropriate case to take up as an MVP. This is a situation where you need to create a product which has a direct supremacy over the current best product, and you can show it as an USP directly, and therefore go directly into the market with the product having the USP. No MVP required. This may be a bad stage for you if you create MVP, because you will create a product, you will throw it in the market, and it won't stick to the wall, because people or the responders would be, we already are seeing a better product in the market, because the better product over a period of time has become popular, has become reliable, and has a certain amount of brand value now. But yours is completely new, and because it's an MVP, it is not doing everything plus the supreme USP value that you wanted to have in the product. Therefore, in this stage, you should not waste your time on an MVP and go directly for the product. Let me go to the third question. The third question is, am I creating a new market? So here the market is also not existing. So there is no problem to solve. In both the previous questions we had said, am I solving a new problem, or am I creating a new solution to an existing problem? But here the problem also is not known to people. For example, when Twitter was planned or conceived in the mind of the creators, it's not as if people were talking to each other and saying, oh, I miss so much giving 140 character messages to the whole world. Nobody was saying that. And Twitter, when it came with this whole thing, it was a new market. It could have taken off, it may not have taken off. There have been products which have been similar to Twitter, but they never took off. That was a completely new market which was being explored, and therefore the MVP would work. And in fact, this is the best sort of situation for an MVP to be tested out, because you want to have not just quantitative response, you also want to get the qualitative response from people to pivot your product in the right direction. So once again, ask yourself these three questions and decide for yourself whether MVP is good for you or not. Just because the whole industry is doing it, or it's a popular thing to do, or it is relatively easier, because in MVP you don't develop the whole product. You spend only a smaller amount of money on doing it. You don't do everything, and you release it to test it out. People tend to go with MVP because it kind of creates a situation where you have released at least something in the market. So you're not completely saying that my product is still in the works. So it kind of gives people something to say to the investors. But believe me, an MVP in a market that's not appropriate for it is not going to work. It's going to be a loss for you. So do an MVP if you are trying to address a new market or trying to create a solution to a new problem. Do not do an MVP if the problem has already been existing and there are solutions already in the market, and you are just trying to create a superior solution compared to the ones that are already in the market. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have enjoyed the video part of the newsletter. All the best, and please watch out for the next video and do subscribe. Thank you.